Hello, my name is Ennis Pepper, and I'd like to welcome you to the next segment of Why This Matters. On Tuesday, November 3rd, we're going to be electing a brand new Commissioner of Labor for the state of North Carolina. There are two people running for this position. Jessica Holmes is a Democratic Party candidate, and Josh Dobson is a Republican Party candidate. Both candidates have political experience. Jessica Holmes served for 7 years on the Wake County Board of Commissioners, which is now the largest county in North Carolina, and she has the distinction of being the youngest person to serve as a commissioner and also the youngest person to serve as the board's chairperson. Jessica earned a law degree from the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, and Josh Dobson served 8 years in the North Carolina House of Representatives. Josh earned a master's degree of public administration from Appalachian State. The powers of the Commissioner of Labor are broadly described as the responsibility to promote the health, safety, and general well-being of the workers in the state of North Carolina. That can mean anything. It's very broad and very vague. So the question we have to ask is, how will these two candidates interpret this directive? What will they do with it, and what is important to them, and how will it affect the workers in North Carolina? To answer those questions, I visited the Facebook page for each candidate and found very divergent views. On her Facebook page, Jessica Holmes made this statement: "Workers have been fighting for safe working conditions, for fair and equitable wages, for child labor laws, benefits such as health care, sick days, and retirement since the beginning of our industrialized society." She goes on to say, "For too long, workers in North Carolina have fought that fight without an advocate in the Department of Labor. Join me in the fight for workers' rights." Obviously, wage levels and workers' benefits are important to Jessica. Josh Dobson also mentions a few topics important to him. He said, assuring migrant workers have suitable housing, monitoring wage disputes, and supporting the state's right to work laws are among his key goals. All of those, of course, are important issues, but none of them focus on minimum wage. If anything, his focus on right-to-work laws is aimed at interfering with unions and any benefits they may provide. Jessica, on the other hand, while she doesn't specifically mention unions, she does say she believes it is important for employers and employees to sit down at the table and discuss wages and benefits openly, honestly, and fairly. The closest Josh comes to discussing wage level issues is he advocates for educational programs that obviously would improve the person's ability to earn a better wage. Of course, the question is, once that education has been achieved, will wages actually improve? It's a good question. The answer isn't always positive. A few facts to consider before we vote are: 1, a minimum wage job, which is $7.25 an hour, earns $1,000 less per year than the federal poverty level. What that means is minimum wage is barely enough to pay monthly rent and utilities. People often complain that there isn't enough affordable housing, but the best way to make housing affordable is to pay a living wage. The last time minimum wage was increased was 2009, but inflation decreases the value of your dollars every day, every year. The Commissioner of Labor's salary, however, was raised every 2 years during the past 2 terms. More facts to consider. 38,000 people are working for minimum wage. 53,000 people are working for less than minimum wage. 63% of those working at or below minimum wage are women. Jessica is working to increase the minimum wage to a fair level. Josh is working to maintain the status quo. Jessica believes a living wage is fair and equitable. Josh believes a living wage is a handout. We need a commissioner of labor who will ask employers to be fair and just. You can contact Jessica and Josh both on their Facebook pages, and if you have a question about whether you're registered to vote, go to vote.org and you can find out if you're on the registration already, and if you're not, you can make sure you apply for registration from that site. Thank you very much.